Vlogger from Canada charged with sedition in Trinidad and Tobago, a Caribbean country. A Canadian YouTuber was charged with sedition and ordered to turn in his passport at court. The Christmas List account of Christopher Arthur Hughes is well known for its films featuring him visiting hazardous locations all over the world. After releasing tapes in which he spoke with members of a Trinidadian gang about their opposition to the government, he was taken into custody on Thursday. As soon as Trinidadian authorities learned about the tapes, Mr. Hughes was charged under the Sedition Act of the Caribbean nation. A judge in a Port of Spain district court set the bond amount for the video blogger at 100,000 Trinidad and Tobago dollars, £11,709 on Monday. A request for comment from the Canadian government and Mr. Hughes' lawyer was not answered. After Mr. Hughes uploaded recordings from Trinidad and Tobago to his 326,000 subscriber YouTube profile, the inquiry into him started. A statement from the Trinidad and Tobago Police Service stated that individuals professing to be gang members, advocating criminal activities, and using threatening language were featured in the videos. According to law enforcement sources who spoke with BBC News, Mr. Hughes was staying at a place in West Trinidad when authorities executed a search warrant there. During the search, they found a laptop and some cameras among other things. Mr. Hughes has established a reputation online over the years as a world-traveling content developer. According to his YouTube videos, he travels to some of the most dangerous locations in the globe, including the US, Kenya, Haiti, and Kenya. Videos of Trinidad that were removed from his YouTube account and shared on the Chris Must List social media sites seem to show Mr. Hughes in places that the local authorities label as hotspots because of their high crime rates. Off-camera, he can be heard or seen interviewing members of different Trinidadian communities, such as schoolchildren, a well-known senior police officer, and well-known comedian. It appears from certain footage that Mr. Hughes was talking to persons in Trinidad and Tobago who were carrying assault rifles and handguns. A man asks the camera, "Want to see toys?" as he displays his high-capacity firearm in a video posted on the Christmas List Instagram page. Actually, here we don't play out. A summary trial may be suggested by the prosecution, giving the defendant some choices. A magistrate would decide the case if he chooses that path. However, Mr. Hughes could choose to have the High Court examine his case, which would entail harsher penalties. In the event of a summary conviction, Mr. Hughes might face a 3,000 Trinidad and Tobago dollars fine or 2 years in jail. But if the High Court, the island's highest court, finds him guilty, he can be sentenced to 5 years in prison and a fine of 25,000 Trinidad and Tobago dollars. The Trinidad and Tobago Guardian newspaper claims that Mr. Hughes has already run afoul of the law in Somalia and Cuba. According to the publication, he was expelled from Somalia for hurling money at the underprivileged and expelled from Cuba for operating a drone in Havana. The highest appellate court in Trinidad and Tobago, the Privy Council in London, rejected an appeal in October 2023 that contested the legitimacy of some provisions of the Sedition Act, which was passed during the former British colony. Yassin Abu Bakr, one of several well-known individuals charged with sedition in Trinidad, was the leader of a violent coup attempt against the government of the Caribbean island in 1990. Bakr faced charges related to remarks he made in 2005 during a sermon. A retrial was mandated after Bakr's trial resulted in a deadlocked jury 7 years later. Before a retrial could take place, he passed away in October of 2021.